Yep. Good evening. I'm calling to order the special meeting of the Municipal Officers Electoral Board of the Village of Burr Ridge, Illinois. Please have the roll taken.
Yes, I'm not a member of the board, so
Okay.
just the three
Okay, so Trustee Paveza.
Yes. Here.
Village Clerk Schaus. Here. Trustee Francis here. We do
First
have,
matter of business is to appoint Michael K. Durkin as counsel of the board. You should obtain a motion to do so.
so agenda item number 3 is to appoint the appointment of Michael K. Durkin as counsel to the board. Any questions or comments? Concerns?
Need a motion?
Is there a
and
motion?
Second?
Have a motion, please?
Make a motion that we, what's the motion for?
Appoint.
You know, I
Michael-
can hardly understand you with the mask.
I'm sorry, I'll speak slower and more distinctly. The motion would be for the appointment of Michael K. Durkin as counsel to the board.
So,
So moved. Is there a second? Roll call, please. Beza.
yes, here.
Village Clerk Schaus. Trustee Francis, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I do appreciate that appointment, and I do have a few comments to make before you move on to the next scheduled agenda item. I note that we have several persons present on Zoom, and I'm just asking, are we able to be heard? If you can acknowledge that. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. This Municipal Officers Electoral Board of the Village of Burr Ridge is comprised of Trustee Guy Francis as chairman, Clerk Susan Schaus as member, and Trustee Al Paveza as member. The Electoral Board shall take up the question as to whether or not the nomination papers of Gary Grasso, candidate for Village President/Mayor of the Village of Burr Ridge at the April 6, 2021 consolidated election in the Village of Burr Ridge are in proper form, and whether or not they were filed within the time and under the conditions required by law, and whether or not they are the petitions which they purport to be, and in general shall decide whether or not the petitions on file are valid, or whether the objections thereto should be sustained, and the decision of a majority of this electoral board shall be final, subject to judicial review as provided in section 10-10.1 of the Illinois Election Code. The electoral board will state its findings, decision, and order in writing, and will state in writing which objections, if any, are sustained. A copy of the decision shall be served upon the parties to the proceedings in open proceedings before the electoral board. If a party does not appear for receipt of the decision shall be deemed to have been served on the absent party on the date when a copy of the decision is personally delivered to the absent party, or on the date when a copy of the electoral board's decision is deposited in the United States mail in a sealed envelope or package with postage prepaid, addressed to each party affected by the decision, or to such party's attorney of record, if any, at the address on record for such person in the files of the electoral board, all in accordance with the Illinois Election Code. The electoral board will adopt rules of procedures for the introduction of evidence and the presentation of arguments, if any, and may, in its discretion, provide for the filing of briefs by the parties to the objection. The electoral board may continue the proceedings as may be necessary, and the electoral board is deemed to be in session until the issuance of its final decision. Either party may appeal an adverse decision of the electoral board in the manner provided by the Illinois Election Code. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now the next matter on the agenda is to adopt the rules of procedure for the Municipal Officers Electoral Board as have been tendered to you. I would state for the record that the see we got our court reporter still setting up.
Yeah, excuse me a moment, Attorney Durkin.
recording
We're going to take a
going on.
time out here while the court reporter sets up.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So please let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, I ran into the same thing. We haven't opened the agenda for the hearing yet, so you're going to be able to catch up. So the next matter, while the court reporter is setting up, is to adopt the rules of procedure. I would note that I had previously tendered copies today of the proposed rules of procedure to both counsel for the objector and counsel for the candidate. So if you would entertain a motion to approve the rules of procedure for the Municipal Officers Electoral Board of the Village of Burr Ridge for the hearings of and passing upon objections to nomination papers of candidates filed for the April 6th, 2021 consolidated election.
We're going to take a moment here and wait till the court reporter sets up, okay?
Let him set up.
So take a break. Let us know when you're ready, sir. Ready? Thank you. So any questions or comments on the rules of procedure that were furnished to us?
Need to place a motion and a second.
So could I please have a motion?
Yes. It's,
The rules of procedure.
so moved to accept them.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments on the motion?
No, second.
Okay, roll call, please. That would be Trustee Baveza,
Yes.
Clerk Schaus.
Here?
Yes?
Yes.
Trustee Francis, yes. So motion passes 3-0. The rules of procedure for the Municipal Officers Electoral Board have been adopted and approved and adopted. Thank you. Now comes before us case number 2021 MOEB-001, Stephen Mueller versus Gary Grasso for the office of Village President Mayor. Is Mr. Mueller present?
Robert Winden on behalf of Mr. Mueller. He is not present tonight.
You are representing Mr. Mueller?
Yes,
Sir?
I am.
Okay. You have to speak a little louder, please, into the microphone so we all can hear you. You are being broadcast to some other individuals that are listening by Zoom as well.
Yes. Can you hear me better?
Yes, thank you. So please, you have the floor.
You're just Robert Winden, attorney on behalf of Stephen Mueller.
I would let the record reflect that we've received an appearance on file by Mr. Winden on behalf of the objector. Next,
ahead,
do we
sir.
have the candidate appearing or by counsel?
Yes, Tiffany Nelson Jaworski appearing on behalf of the candidate. Last name is Nelson hyphen Jaworski, Jaworski.
Thank you. Let the record also reflect that we have received a written appearance from Ms. Nelson Jaworski on behalf of the candidate. Okay. Mr. Chairman, under the rules, I have the opportunity to direct the presentation of this hearing, and the first matter of business would be to request if either the parties have any preliminary motions.
Yes, I have, this is Tiffany Nelson Jaworski speaking on behalf of the candidate Gary Grasso. I have filed with the board attorney and sent a copy to the objectors counsel, Robert Winden. I filed a motion to strike and dismiss and the required notice of filing thereto. So I would ask for leave to file that in stanter and ask that the board attorney distribute that to the board members when able.
Leave to file the candidate's motion to strike and dismiss is granted. Is there any objection by the objector?
I have no objection to the filing of the motion, and I will acknowledge that I received a copy via email this afternoon.
Thank you for your acknowledgement, counsel. Let the record reflect that I've received a copy of the candidate's motion to strike and dismiss objector's petition, and that it was distributed to the members of the electoral board moments ago. So
Thank you.
With respect to that motion to dismiss, is there going to be oral argument on this today, or are you seeking an opportunity to respond in writing, Mr. Wyndham?
I would seek leave to respond in writing and candidly just time to read the motion thoroughly, as I did get it this afternoon. I recognize these proceedings are expedited. It's Thursday. You know, if we could have the weekend, or I could have through the weekend to respond and reconvene early next week, that would be plenty of time.
If I may, I do have a suggestion for a briefing schedule, just because early next week is a little tough for me as it relates to reconvening. I'm already pretty well packed up with hearings. If I can suggest a briefing schedule, I would maybe suggest Monday, the 11th for the candidate, for the objector to file a response. And if I could have until Tuesday or Wednesday to file a reply if needed. And then maybe we could reconvene Wednesday or Thursday, although Wednesday evening I'm not available. So if it has to be in the evenings, Thursday is the best for me next week.
This electoral board is constrained to meet in the evenings. And I would point out that my schedule is most convenient to Wednesday evening for reconvening. I'm not sure what the electoral board members' schedules will permit, but I have a matter up on both Tuesday, which you've not requested, and also Thursday evenings. So,
And I have an electoral board hearing that I'm the board attorney for on Wednesday at 5:30.
I'm available Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Trustee Beveza?
What time?
In the evening, 5 p.m. or later?
Wednesday, 5 PM is okay with me.
How about Tuesday?
Well, Wednesday.
well, council cannot make Wednesday, is what she's saying. Are you available on Tuesday,
Tuesday is okay.
Ms. Jaworski? Ms.
Tuesday is
Jaworski?
as long as we're done by about 6 o'clock, which I don't anticipate that it would take longer than an hour. I've got another hearing for which I'm a public member. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me double check something. There's just something else that just got set for me. I'm sorry. 1 second, please. I'm sorry, can I call somebody really quick just to see if, can I just give you 1 second?
Sure, you want to
Go ahead, please.
call a recess for a moment?
It'll probably only take me literally 30 seconds, so just,
Okay, we'll just hang with you then. Maybe you want to mute yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Recess here for a couple minutes, okay?
okay, I apologize.
Just a moment, please. Okay, we're back in session.
Okay.
sorry, I was just giving names and spellings to the court reporter off screen.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I unfortunately do have another electoral board at 5 PM on Tuesday. I have one at 5 and 6:30. So I'm already pretty well booked up on Tuesday, and then I've got on Wednesday, I've got a 5:30 for one of the electoral boards that I'm representing.
Friday,
I could do Friday.
I'm looking to the electoral board members.
Okay.
I'm available Thursday.
Now, Thursday, I'm not available. So the question is, are you available on Friday?
I am not. waiting for out of town.
Will you be out of town for how many days?
9. Okay, what about earlier in the day on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? Say 4 o'clock, 3:30? Would either of you be available Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday earlier in the day?
Works for me.
Okay, so.
Can you do that on Thursday? I'm sorry, on Tuesday, Ms. Jaworski?
Yes, yeah, because my 5 PM is via Zoom, so I don't have to drive anywhere.
At 3:30?
3:30 on Tuesday?
No,
Okay, and then I guess I'll just not,
Wednesday I don't.
We're talking about Tuesday.
Tuesday's okay.
Tuesday at 3:30 PM. That would be Tuesday, January 12th.
Okay.
Mr. Winden, are you available?
I am. I'm booked up the mornings next week, but my afternoons are pretty flexible, so that's fine.
Okay.
So agreed, Tuesday, January 12th at 3:30 PM, we can be.
And I guess for the record, I am fine if I file my response Monday, if Ms. Jaworski has until the hearing to file any reply. I don't expect to need time to go through her reply before arguments or extensively before arguments.
Are you amenable to a 12 noon on Monday deadline for that, Council?
I am,
Winden?
yes.
Okay, Monday at 12 noon to receive the objector's response. And then any reply by Ms. Jaworski. Would you want until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock on
1 o'clock is
January
fine.
12th?
1 o'clock is fine.
1 PM, reply by 1 PM on Tuesday, January 12th. Let the record also reflect that present in the hearing room is the respondent candidate Gary Grasso, GRASSO. Now, let me ask the parties, since this is an expedited process and we've just learned that the chairperson may not be available for some period of time in the week following next week, do you intend to call any witnesses in this hearing, either party?
No,
No, I do not. I think it's purely a legal argument. I think the facts are undisputed.
there's a slim possibility of one witness, but quite likely no. I agree that I think it's a legal issue.
Okay, is there some, is there a factual dispute with respect to the notarization occurring?
Not that I'm
I'm
aware
asking
of.
the parties. Is there something that you're going to need to offer into the record with respect to testimony on that issue?
I do not expect to need to offer anything into the record for testimony. No. If that changes, I agree with Ms. Jaworski. It would be very quick and something we could get done at that hearing on Tuesday.
Perhaps if you take the suggestion that the parties could discuss a stipulation as to that issue.
We can talk,
In terms of
absolutely.
factual matters.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's nothing to offer tonight in way of testimony, and we understand, I'm saying this for the benefit of the electoral board members, it appears that the parties are in agreement that this is strictly a legal issue, and we will be able to decide this case based on the law and the arguments of the parties that they will present to us in their written response and perhaps reply. Let me ask the parties, do you intend to request oral argument on Tuesday also?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Winden, thank you. All right, is there anything else that we can get done today, counsel, for the parties?
I don't think there's anything that we need to know.
Okay,
Thanks.
then with respect to the business before the board, we can recess this hearing, but we still are involved in a public meeting that we do need to take public comment under the Open Meetings Act. So I would ask you to show in the record that the hearing is recessed until Tuesday, January 12th at 3:30 p.m. in these chambers. And let me ask before we conclude and get the parties off the Zoom. I'm assuming that the phone numbers that you provided, the email addresses are something that we can communicate over the weekend if necessary.
Yes.
Yes, they are. I will look. My work number may have been on the appearance. If it was, I will send you my cell phone number, which is obviously a better way to get me over the weekend.
Okay, that's much appreciated. Okay, so the hearing is in recess until January 12th at 3:30 p.m. And then the next item on the agenda, Mr. Chairman, is public comments.
So at this time, the electoral board will accept any public comments. Are there any members of the public that would have called in and would like to address the board at this time?
This is Ellen Raymond. Can you hear me on Zoom?
Yes, we can hear you, Ms. Raymond.
Is
Go ahead,
this
please.
okay? I just like to comment since it is the board attorney and members of the board. I found it very difficult without asking Evan to find the notice of the electoral board hearing and then he clued me in to look under documents. Might there be an easier way for the public to know of upcoming hearings that are unusual like this one that, you know, it's easy to find the Board of Trustees meetings, but I wonder if there's an easier way than looking under documents to find notice of an electoral board hearing or other hearings that come up occasionally.
Go ahead, Evan, please respond.
Can you hear me, Ms. Raymond?
Yes. Hi.
Thank you. Yes, we will. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback. We'll make it clearer as to where the agenda will be posted on the front page of the website for next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello.
Any other questions or comments from the public? There, public comment section. Hearing no more?
Okay, the agenda states that it's an adjournment, but under the Open Meetings Act, if we recess until the date, time, place that's announced, the act allows us to proceed in that manner. So I would ask that the board consider a motion to recess until January 12th at 3:30 p.m. In these chambers.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Roll call. Trustee Viveza.
Yes.
Clerk Schaus.
Yes.
Trustee Francis votes yes as well. 3-0, the motion passes. We are at recess until Tuesday, January 12th.